Welcome back, everyone, to the Ashantyand podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Moyda, and today we're joined by Ashanty.
Hello.
Ashanty, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting
me.
me.
Hey, no problem. I always enjoy getting guests who are doing something. It's so fun to talk about.
Well, thanks for thinking I'm doing something.
Well, you are. You're definitely doing stuff. You're doing multiple things. You're doing YouTube. Things. You're doing cosmetology.
Yeah. Well,
I always say cosmology. I don't know if that's like a what is that thing? The signs? The cosmo? I don't even know what I'm saying.
I know what you're talking about. The like
brain fart, massive brain fart. What was it called? It's okay. You know what I'm talking about. The zodiac signs.
Yeah,
there you go.
I was like the astronomy type.
Yeah. But so you wouldn't call yourself a cosmetologist?
I don't think so. I mean,
no?
It's great to have that title because I am licensed as a cosmetologist. Mm-hmm. So technically, yeah, I am a cosmetologist, but mostly I'm a makeup artist just because makeup artist does fall underneath the cosmetology spectrum. Mm-hmm. But usually when you tell people, oh, I'm a cosmetologist, they're like, oh, can you do my hair? I'm like, girl, no.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's one of the questions I actually had for you is like, because I put on here, like, if you're a makeup guru or cosmetologist, and I know that like cosmetology, that's what exactly is cosmetology? Is that the study of like beauty or is that what it's the definition?
Basically the definition is a study of cosmetic type of beauty. Yeah. So like stuff on the outside.
Right.
So it focuses at least where I went, a lot of the cosmetology programs are focused more on hair. Mm-hmm. So like Paul Mitchell obviously definitely focused around hair because Paul Mitchell's a hair brand.
Okay.
So for the cosmetology program, it's I think I want to say if I have to break it up into percentages, it's probably like 75% hair.
Okay.
So you learn how to color it, style it, all the chemistry and stuff behind it, which one thing is I definitely love that is that we learn like all the chemistry and stuff behind it. So it's a lot more than people assume. Like they're like, oh, okay, beauty school is just like if you're not cut out for college, but it's not true. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different things that go on behind it, but majority of it's hair. And then there's some nail care and stuff. That by far is the hardest thing.
Is it?
Yeah, just verbiage.
Oh.
The technical terms.
Yeah.
Do you know
the terminology?
Oh, heck yeah, dude. The terminology there's a real name for a hangnail.
Really?
Yeah, and it is crazy long and like super hard to say.
It's like freaking like anatomy.
Yeah, basically.
So weird.
No, dude, it gets like real technical. And when I was studying to get licensed, because we have to do this test and stuff, it's really the pressure's on that test. But when you study for it, you have to have like all of these technical terms down. And for nails, man, like everything sounds the same and they're hella long.
No.
Like, so it was just
that's the worst.
Yeah, dude, no, I swear that's the big, and like everyone's test is different. Like the written portion of it is different. So some people have majority of their tests be like more about hair, or some people have it more about nails. Other people have it. So it's like, you really don't know
what you're going to be
exactly
tested on.
So you're kind of like,
I know everything.
Yeah, I felt good about like everything else. It was just the nail terminology was scaring the crap out of me. I was like, dude, this word is like a mile long. I don't know what it is.
That is terrible. I would freaking faint.
Yeah, no, it was
suck
bad.
At that.
And then I thought for sure I was gonna fail because like I was so tired that day. You get up at least 5 a.m. You have to be there at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
And the night before, you're just so nervous you can't sleep. So like I had maybe 2 hours of sleep.
Oh man.
And I kept trying to put myself back to sleep, and they're like, don't study overnight because nothing's gonna stick anyway. It's just gonna frustrate you. So I didn't. And it was just, I was sitting there like in agony. And then when we went, I was cool throughout the hands-on portion of it. That takes a while too. And then they bring you into your rooms. First off, they psych you out because they split you up into 2 groups, and you're like, why the hell did they split us up?
Yeah.
Did that half pass already?
Yeah.
Are we the ones that are like failing halfway already? This is like
just
the possibly no.
brain.
Yeah, dude. Oh my
man.
gosh, you're going through everything.
Yeah.
All of us were psyched out. We're like, oh my God, why is there more people on that side than there is on this side? Did we fail already? Like, what is going on? And I was like at the computer falling asleep. Like, I seriously, some of the questions I had to read 5-10 times because I was falling asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, I failed this. Like, I seriously thought I failed it. And then the 2 people because you're all waiting in the waiting room and they just call you up. one by one.
Yeah.
And then they give you these pieces of paper. If you get one paper back, you passed it.
Okay.
If you get 2 to 3 papers back, you need to reapply because you didn't pass it. So it's like everyone's watching, like, okay, how many papers did she have?
Yeah.
Did she pass? Okay, if she passed, does that mean I didn't pass? Like, you know what I mean? Like, the common sense is like not there when you're under pressure for some reason. Like, you're just like,
you just make up all these scenarios.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're like, nope. Yeah. If the 2 people in front of me didn't pass, then I didn't pass. Like, what? Like, no, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything.
No correlation.
Yeah, it just freaks you out more because you're seeing other people fail. So you're like, oh my God, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But luckily I passed my first time. So
That's
was
good.
Yeah. I'm like, I do not want to go through that ever again.
So it was tough then. Yeah. I mean, vocational schools are usually pretty intensive, I hear, because everything's crammed to such a short period. Yeah. Basically. How was that an overall good experience, would you say?
There was goods and bads to it. The bad part was probably the fact that it's like you said, everything's kind of crammed.
Yeah.
Which is not bad as far as like, because I mean, I can learn fast. That's not a bad thing. Yeah. But because everything is so crammed, they kind of just pick and choose what they want to go further into and what they don't.
Okay.
So what you have to do is like, if you're more interested in a subject that they didn't really go into, that's on you to go and
do it yourself.
Into it further. Yeah. So like for me, makeup is what I wanted to go into. The reason why I started going there. And we didn't really have a lot of instruction or anything. We basically just learned like the color wheel.
Okay.
Extremely important, but yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's like the basics, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't really. I mean, we got a makeup kit. We didn't really use it. We never had like, or not never, but like we hardly ever had people come and book like makeup appointments. Okay. What else? Oh, we had a specialty. So like that was once a week, every week, and I forget what day. But you would go in and every once in a while they would change up the theme. So like if we had nail specialty, we'd have to work on each other's nails, like do a fake acrylic nail.
Okay.
If we had makeup specialty, that was my favorite because we got to mess around with each other and it was always really cool and fun stuff. I learned how to do special effects there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like before I even went there, I had never really thought about doing special effects. It just seemed like way too complicated and like a whole nother spectrum.
For the people who don't understand what special effects really is, do you want to explain exactly?
Yeah, so special effects includes anything that has like prosthetics, anything that's gonna be, so like most people think of gory makeup.
Okay.
So like anything with blood and guts, that's gonna be special effects makeup. Okay. Anything that so like Star Wars is a great like idea.
Because you would see this in films.
Exactly.
Generally, obviously.
Yeah, so like anytime that a person is taken from a person to like more of a creature.
Okay.
That's going to be special effects.
Or like Lord of the Rings, like the first Lord of the Rings movies. Exactly. Yeah, all the Orcai, they're all like made up.
Exactly, yeah. That's complete, like, I mean, they're complete prosthetics, all of it. They have to glue it on by hand, paint it on by hand. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, so
it's
you
really
learn
fun.
that. You learn that while messing around. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way to learn, actually. Just when you just
do it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the best way I learned. So that's why I was looking at vocational schools or tech schools or, you know, like I'm not that great at book learning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got good grades all through high school and all through, elementary school all through up.
Doesn't mean we like it.
Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm best at that. You know what I mean? That's just not the way I learn. It was very difficult to learn just through a book.
Yeah, for sure. I see that. I mean, it's a great thing though that like you knew what you wanted to do early on, you know. Not a lot of people get that. You know, a lot of people are like, "What the freak am I gonna do?"
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you graduate high school, you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and I mean, even if because like even knowing what you want to do, there's goods and bads to it. Yeah. Like for me, I got a lot of like disencouragement.
Yeah.
I guess. From a lot of the people that I was going to high school with, just because I mean, like my friend base. They were all very smart, you know, so they were going to 4-year colleges, universities, and that's great. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm so happy, and I'm seeing them graduate now, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I just knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people have that impression that if you don't go to a 4-year or university,
then you're not doing much.
Yeah, like so you're taking yourself out of the game. Like no, that's.
I feel like they pushed that a lot in high school too. It was like you go to a 4-year college, or you're not really gonna do anything.
Basically,
That's
like
that was like the narrative they kept pushing. We'd have like remember those like random workshops that we'd have in libraries, and you have to like see your career and what degree you needed to get and what college you had to get into. I was always like,
I don't want to do that.
I want to do that. Yeah, exactly. And then, like you said, like a lot of people go into all these like 4-year colleges and stuff. I took a year off. Like I was just working for a year after high school because I wanted to really figure out what I was doing.
Exactly.
And after a year, I still didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to MJC because it's cheap, and I'm not gonna get in debt like right there.
Exactly.
So that's what I ended up doing. But I totally feel you when when it comes to like there's that like that pressure and that like you feel like you have these like eyeballs on you, and like whenever you go out through your life and people ask what you're doing, and if it's not like 4-year college, they're just kind of like,
oh,
yeah, I totally feel
So you're like, you're just not gonna try then, like basically is what they're getting. Like,
exactly.
Oh, that's like, good for you.
We live in an age where college is I feel like college is kind of becoming more and more of like a not the only way. I feel like there was a time where I guess it just I don't know.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say because before people can argue that before this time period, like our parents' generation, that was like, oh, if you didn't go to college, you really weren't going to wind up doing anything. Yeah. Versus, well, I mean, not versus, but like my dad.
Contrasted.
Yeah, contrasted. Yeah. Like my dad grew up in that age. He didn't go, and I mean, he was the first in his family to graduate from high school. And he didn't go to school after that. He straight went into working, and now he's the owner of his own company.
Yeah,
and there's
that's true.
Multiple people that I've talked to that are around our parents' age. And that's exactly what they ended up doing. No, I didn't go to school after. I just had a high school degree.
Yeah.
And I did whatever I needed to do, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
There's so many stories, so many people that's what happens to them, and it's crazy because I feel like that generation was before us, and for some reason everyone keeps pushing like, you have to go to a 4-year to be successful.
I feel like the paths were there. In terms of like that, like how you said your dad just went straight into the workforce and now, he became successful. The paths were there, but nobody knew that they were there.
Yeah,
and they were blind to it.
Exactly.
And then people who just did it ended up just
like they were the lucky ones.
Yeah, they were the lucky ones.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like they were always there, but like
it's just not talked about.
It's not talked about, and I feel like in our generation, like with social media and being able to see what everyone else is doing, the paths became more apparent. Like, you don't have to go to college. You could just do this,
Yeah, a little bit. I also think it has to do a lot with the way that, like, things work now. So, like, let's just say if I decided to focus solely on YouTube and Instagram,
right,
I could straight make money off of that.
Yeah.
And that's the job now. You know what I mean? And before, that wasn't an option. Yeah, that wasn't an option.
So, there's more options now. So, back then, there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot of this, like, self-employed, I guess, creating something by yourself. It was possible, but it was harder. There was limited options. It's harder to do. And now, we know that there is all this stuff. And we do have the options. We do have the resources now with all this stuff that's coming out, social media and all that. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, obviously the older generation who didn't grow up or don't have too much knowledge of this, they're like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you
like they just...
Yeah, I totally see that.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's a little bit more apparent, like you said, now.
Yeah, for sure. But well, that's cool.
Still definitely looked down upon. It's more like, if you can't cut it to go to a 4, which is still, it's not right.
It's not.
Because, I mean, like, some people will argue that if you don't go to a 4-year, then things are a lot harder.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in ways, most definitely, I can see that.
But in ways, it can be the opposite as
exactly.
well.
So, what I've noticed is that whenever someone who doesn't go to a 4-year and they end up somewhere good, they end up somewhere where they wanted to be, most of the time it's because they're passionate about that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if you're passionate about it, of course you're going to work hard at it. And of course, to other people, it's going to look like, whoa, that's a lot of hard work that you had to put in. But it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you're passionate about it, it doesn't seem so hard.
Exactly.
Because you love the process.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I totally get that. Yeah. But Oh man, I had a thought and it just left. This happens to me so many times.
Dude, it's okay, me too.
Jeez, but yeah, dang, if it comes back, I'll bring it back.
Yeah,
but anyway,
just throw it in there.
I'll just throw it in there. I'll just scoot it.
Just slip it back in there. Yeah.
But with this whole thing that you're doing, YouTube, are you mainly focusing on YouTube right now?
No, actually, as
No?
horrible as that sounds, I really for a while was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get into it.
Uh-huh.
And then something happened to where this is gonna sound like such a dumb thing to mess things
probably
up
not.
on.
Trust me.
So
I
hated my Instagram name, like the handle. And when you're trying to get like noticed on social media and stuff or noticed in a different way, a handle is extremely important.
Yeah.
So when I first came up with it, I was in cosmetology school. We were kind of like rushed. It was like fast. All right, make yourself a profile for your business. All right. So it was just like, I mean, whatever possibly came into my head. So it was literally just Ashanty, the Cosmo. I'm like, it was so long. And then there was like these underscore. It was just too much. And it was not catchy. It was not nothing. So I had that for the longest time and I was never happy with it. Like every time I would like watermark my pictures, I hated it. Like I was like, this just sucks. Like
I can relate. Yeah.
So then So then with YouTube, I had it under the same name. Obviously, I'm not going to put something different and then it's hard to find. So I changed my Instagram name finally. And it's one name, short, simple, catchy. And I wanted to change the YouTube name. Changing the name on YouTube is completely easy, super easy. What messed me up, though, was the email. Oh. I had a separate email that had my old name on it. Yeah. And you can't just change the name on an email. You have to completely get rid. Make a new email. So I don't know what I did because there's a way of transferring your YouTube to a different email.
Okay.
I deleted the email, so therefore the YouTube got deleted.
No way.
Yeah, so I was no. I had to come up with I had to remake a whole another YouTube. So now I have like a completely different YouTube. I still have my videos, luckily, saved on my computer. But they're just when I first started YouTube, it took me, I'm not kidding, one day I tried to upload a video at my house. It took me 3 days. 3 days. Yeah. And the computer was on the entire time. Finally, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go to Starbucks and try to upload it. It would still take me like 2 hours to upload a video. They weren't even that long. So eventually I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I researched all kinds of things. And then I found this one app that like compresses the videos. Okay. And it kind of like brings down the space.
Yeah, the size of it.
Yeah, the size of the video.
Faster.
Exactly. So then it got shortened down to like, I think the longest amount of time that it takes me now is like 20 minutes. Okay. The longest. Yeah. Other than that, it's like, 10, 15
That's
minutes.
Pretty good.
Oh, heck yeah. Way better.
Way good.
But now it's like, I have to go reconvert all of these things. Yeah. That takes time and then re-upload them and then re-put all the information that's supposed to be. So that's why I haven't done that. I think I only have like 1 or 2 of my old videos back up. The rest of them I still haven't put up. And I haven't made anything new since that.
How long ago was that? What'd you say? Was that a bad question to ask?
No, that was a valid question. I don't even know.
Would you say a year?
No, not a year.
Couple
not
months.
Close. Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, like maybe 3-4 months.
3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Come on.
It's not that bad.
I totally understand your struggle, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I
exactly
have had the same issue.
Technical difficulties. Bad technical difficulties.
Well, there was because I was uploading on YouTube the podcast for a little bit, and then but I was just having, when we lived in the other place, we had the crappiest internet, like so bad. It was impossible. It was literally impossible to upload anything on YouTube. So then I tried to go to McDonald's. Like you tried to go to Starbucks. Yeah. I hit Mickey D's up. That still sucked. Yeah. That was not an option. I'm not about to sit in Mickey D's for like 5 hours.
Dude, I would bring like a book. Like I would bring my headphones to listen to music. Like try to do something, man. Like I honestly, and I used to, when you look at people like in movies, like in the coffee shop and they got their laptop, they got their little coffee and they got their setup going on. I never really understood that. Until I had to go over there for that purpose, and I was like, this is honestly like really embarrassing. Like,
I totally get that.
And it's not like it still took like 30 minutes or an hour. No, it was 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I mean, it was still a long process. And honestly, I was just like, I just don't know how YouTubers do this. I just can't. I can't do this, man.
They have good internet. They just have good internet.
I mean, it takes you a while to get there, though.
Well, because we were living in that house for a while, and then that stopped my videos. But I didn't want to stop the podcast, obviously. So I had to keep that going. So then before I knew it, I had like freaking 40 episodes ahead on videos that I needed to edit. And if you think about me editing, because like, sure, the editing isn't too bad, but I still technically have to cut the angles between my guest and I.
Yeah.
And so I literally, just that alone, I literally basically have to listen to that whole podcast over again, which is about an hour usually. And then not only that, some pauses between cutting and all that. And then just that whole, I feel like there is this like anxiety that like builds up because there's so much you have to do. And then you're thinking about everything you have to do. You got to think about all the videos you got to upload. And then
it's like a snowball. It just keeps going.
Yeah, exactly.
It just keeps going. Like it'll start from one little thing. Like, okay, I got to make sure I take out all of the pauses, the unnecessary pauses. And then it goes from that to like, okay, now I have to make sure that they fit together. Okay, this. And then you're like completely done thinking about that video. And then you have to like, it goes on to the rest of the videos that you're supposed to do. And it's just annoying, man.
It is so annoying.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And it's funny, like, I didn't think there was like a lot of editing that went into videos. There's so much.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll edit 3 seconds out of a video. And just like a handful of 3 seconds adds up to like unnecessary 5-10 minutes of pauses.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so annoying. And it's the smallest things. And then sometimes like I'll end up messing up my verbiage. Like my sentences just don't
compute.
Together.
They don't like, they don't like each other.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, great. Now I have to like completely make a new sentence out of whatever it was that I was saying. And then the shots don't add up.
Right.
And it's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Because I used to, because this, I don't have to edit those pauses out because it's a podcast. So it's just kind of like a long form thing. But I used to do just YouTuber stuff. So I used to, I still have the channel up and everything, but I did like random things, not anything in particular, but where I'd have to talk and then edit. I know those pauses that you got to cut. I know those sentences that don't sound so fly. So you got to freaking chop it and try to like Frankenstein the sentence together to make it sound okay.
You can see like the little stitches and they're coming undone. Yeah.
I totally get that.
It was bad. Yeah. And I don't know if like, have you ever talked about the fact that you're like a good director? That you've done some stuff before? I mean, you directed. I know it sounds like kind of lame now, but like the dance videos.
Oh my god!
Sherry put you up to that. Our dance teacher.
Yeah, because I don't think I can take the credit for that though, because
it was more than just you for sure.
Yeah, it was a group of us. It was mainly Nathan, because Nathan's the one who's like videographer.
Yeah, no,
director.
Definitely.
He's like.
No, you can tell. Yeah.
So
still, I mean, I don't talk to him personally or anything, but just off of like his Instagram, you can just tell.
He works at a studio as a
really?
Director, basically.
Oh, congratulations to him.
Yeah, so he works there. Yeah, it's really cool. He's living down in LA right now. So when he becomes famous, we'll all become famous. So I'm just waiting for that.
But be like, I knew him.
We made the film club in high school. I don't even know how that thought even came up. I think we were just thinking about, it was one of those like random like rallies or whatever, that it was like a club kind of thing. And then there's all these clubs competing. And then we always hung out together, and we just kind of got into the conversation of how do these, like, there was like a club that was so weird to us. It was like, that's a club? It was like, oh, okay. I was like, what do you need to make a club? And then we figured it out, and we're like, hey, want to make a film club?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. So we just did this stuff, and boom, film club appeared. And we did do a lot of those films.
You did. And it was like everyone knew any kind of film that was going to be broadcasted or put up there. Oh, yeah.
It was kind of cool how people got excited about it.
No, definitely. And I mean, they were good videos because usually, like you think of high school videos and you're like, oh my God, how cheesy, right?
Right. Yeah. Like the school assignments.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, your guys' were really good. Like they were really fun, really entertaining. And you guys had this kind of comedy that would always come through in your videos. And it never seemed too forced, which is awesome. Like my favorite part, and it's still up on YouTube, right?
The dance video? All of them are still up on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, my favorite part for sure is the leaf blower.
Which wait,
you brought out a leaf blower, man.
Oh my god, I vaguely remember that. Oh my god.
So for those who have not seen it, for the dance video, it was like a lights, camera, dance was the theme. So it was like very Hollywood-esque.
Yeah.
And so our dance teacher said, okay, bring your guys' prom dresses, your best dresses, and we're going to do like a red carpet type of moment. So 3 of us at a time would go walk down the red carpet. And you put this like slow-mo, right? Like every film star has, like where their hair is going back. And like, I mean, the whole like 9 yards, right? And then it pans out. And it goes like in real time, and Kevin's holding this giant leaf blower.
Wait, was this on the film club? Was this I want to try to find this.
No, you gotta find it, man. It's I think Lorenzo might have it on his.
Oh man, because we putz around every now and then when we get together with the homies, man. And then we'll just see. We'll go back and watch them. And, like, oh, this is so silly, man. But. Was it a film club thing or was it a separate thing?
I think it might have been a separate thing. You know, dance team, we always had our separate things. Nathan
and I, for some reason, always volunteered to help the dance.
I think it was Sherry
with stuff.
I think it was Sherry for sure. Like maybe she had like
maybe she just asked us to do.
She was very impressionable, and when I say impressionable, I mean it in the best way. Like she was just very.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
she definitely like.
She could ask.
She had this
anyone.
Presence.
Yeah, exactly. You know? She could ask anyone for anything, and they'll be like, "Sure, of course, it's
They'd be
Sherry."
Excited to help her out.
Exactly.
Man, I think it was a separate thing, but I remember that though.
No, I'm gonna
vaguely.
have to.
We did a lot of projects back in those days.
I'm gonna have to find it because I know Lorenzo. I swear, still has it. He has to.
Oh, you better have it.
Do you have him on YouTube?
No, he has a YouTube?
Yeah. It wasn't like anything huge, but he just would save like the dance team dances and stuff or anything that was related to dance team. He would save it on his channel.
Yeah, let me put this up.
Yeah.
Get on here.
All right.
Expand. I was on Nathan's channel right now trying to find it. But he doesn't use this channel anymore. He uses a Stone Cinema. I forget what it was. But so what would it be? Lorenzo?
If Lorenzo's hearing this, I'm sorry that we just gave
Lorenzo.
out your
I'll bleep it out.
Right,
I can bleep it out. I'll bleep out his last name and I'll blur that, or I don't have to have it up.
It's gonna be Lorenzo. Meet me.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
I can't freaking whistle for the life of me.
It's okay, me neither.
Then you're a popular girl.
No.
No?
I don't
know Twitter, by the way.
Oh, no. That's not Twitter either. That's just
what is that?
That's my messages.
Really?
Yeah, I put that ringtone on it because it reminds me of when you walk into Disneyland and they scan your little car and it's like, me.
Oh, it does that?
Yeah.
I haven't gone to Disney in so long. We went for a honeymoon.
That wasn't that long ago.
I know, but it feels like years. I can't remember.
Dang.
So wait, I don't think we'll be able to find them.
Man, okay.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Dang, we've already been going for 30 minutes. That's what the cameras do. They die after 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. After we start. See, time flies.
Most definitely.
I think I was Batmaning that whole time.
Batmaning?
Yeah, like half my face was cut off.
Oh my god.
That's what I call it. Dang it. I do that so much, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find it here.
Whatever.
But yeah, whatever. But CHS Film Club, we had some gems in here. And I know that they kept going with the film club after we graduated.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, they still had, and then they got like funding and got new equipment and all that.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know. I think this was their because this one's ours.
Uh-huh.
I think this one was theirs.
Mm-hmm.
The new one. I'm not too sure though.
4 years ago.
That doesn't look like it though,
that's not our CHS,
because that's not our colors.
Yeah, no,
Those aren't our colors. That's not it. I don't know, but we can go to ours, and then I mean.
Oh wow! You guys even have the softball games.
Yeah,
and stuff. That's crazy.
They asked us. So after a while, they just started asking us for like stuff, and then we kind of didn't want to do a lot of these, but we're just like, whatever. We're the film club.
Yeah.
You know what else sucked? Is that a lot of the material that we had on our videos had to get cut believe it or not. So a lot of this stuff.
I believe that.
Yeah,
we
because
had a very strict activities director.
Freaking.
We're not gonna mention the name. Don't mention the name.
I know. I don't want to get sued, but freak, she was such a. But like,
you know what though? I will say this. Look, my younger sister goes to that school now, and yeah, she's not there anymore. Obviously, she retired with us.
Yeah.
But I will say that we were actually pretty lucky to have her. I mean, like, definitely she was a pain to deal with, and I mean, like, literally everything prude for sure, for sure. But no, as far as what, like, how she handled her job and what she did with her job, she really did the most all the time.
Did she?
Yeah, because I mean, like, looking at what and believe it or not, I feel like a lot of the school spirit that we had came from the things that she did. So honestly, if I could take the time to thank her, I would.
Really?
Yeah, because looking at what they have now, like the new activities director,
they don't have a lot of stuff.
They really don't. Like their things are just not well organized. They don't have a lot of rallies anymore. Like, and the spirit level has just gone down so much.
Really?
And like, yeah, I mean, I know that, you know, our football team was not the greatest,
yeah.
But like every other team was like awesome at Series High, and like our grade point averages were great.
Yeah.
And so I mean, like, there's a lot of pride in that school. And it's just gone down a lot. Like really? All the games, you know what I mean? Like every football game that we had, regardless of the fact that we were not winning, we knew we weren't gonna win. There was always a huge dog pound.
Yeah, there was.
There was always all these students, and they were always dressed red, white. You know, so it's like we had a lot of pride, and you could tell right away as soon as you pulled up. Oh, it's a Friday. Everyone's wearing red and white, and now you pull up, and it's like there's a handful of people maybe. Really? They don't have like all
have
the
you gone to games recently?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, so my little sister's a cheerleader, so I go and watch her a lot. Yeah, there's like the dog pound doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
Like it's just gone. Like there's no student section really.
Huh.
It's crazy.
Well, you're stronger than me, Ashanty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can see, but also, I mean, I could think maybe it has to do with the students though too. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I feel like it's a little bit of everything.
It might be. I mean,
definitely there's people who are just like,
we've just had really bad experience with her because I think when she didn't like somebody, she really didn't like somebody, and then she really showed you that. And then we didn't really do anything to not be liked. I mean, none of us really tried to like
mess with her or anything. Yeah,
mess with anybody in general.
Really.
You know, we weren't about that at all. Mm-hmm. So I think she just didn't like us. I think
really it was that she was under stress a lot because believe it or not, maybe. I ran into her outside of school and I was like trying to avoid eye contact with her at all costs. You know, I was like, heck no, do not want to be seen by her right now. And it was the summer after we graduated actually. So it was like really, really close.
Yeah.
And I saw her, she saw me, she waved and she smiled. I was like, I'm sorry, was I one of the people you liked?
Yeah.
I was so tripped out. But you know what? Like, I swear, I'm like, she just looks more relaxed. Like, she just, like, I really think that the pressure of her job and the fact that she was so good at it, like, it just lashed out at other people sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see about the pressures of the job. Because, like, I remember, I don't know if you remember Mr. Galbraith. I won't say his first name.
Yes.
But
yes, I
did
do.
you have him?
Yes.
Yeah, and I had him too. And he hated students. He hated students with a passion. He hated this one kid in my class.
Actually, yeah, I do remember when he did not like a person. Like, it was like he really did not like a person.
And he hated this one kid. And
he what?
He hated. No, he didn't hate.
Oh, okay.
No,
I was like,
he hated this one kid. But anyway, I won't go into details as to like how he conducted himself.
And
yeah, but basically he retired while we were still there, and then he came back as a substitute for a while.
Yes, I remember that day. Everyone was like, "Dude."
And then apparently he was such a nice guy as a substitute.
I swear,
because there was less pressure.
Like, there's less pressure. You don't have to.
Yeah,
and it's not the same people on a daily basis.
Exactly.
It's not like, and then like they have to deal with the same people for 4 years at a time.
And it's high schoolers too. And like high schoolers can be dumb.
Can be.
I mean, was pretty dumb. Look, I had a couple dumb moments.
I will look back most definitely. You know, everyone tells you like, oh, high school kids think they know it all. And at the time I really was like, I don't think I know it all. Like, you know, I'm pretty humble. Yeah. You know, I don't know it all. No, you really, there's like an aura. Or like the way that you carry yourself in high school, you just think like high school's it. Like, yeah, I'm at the very top.
That you know how the world works,
and
basically.
it's basically like you just think like, yeah, I got it handled. I'm of age now. Like, I've got it. And it's like completely not like that at all. It's only been it hasn't even been a complete 4 years for me. It's almost going to be a complete 4 years of me as of this next graduation season. But yeah, and
you're younger than me, aren't you?
1 or 2 years. I'm same class as Courtney.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah that's true. Because I was like, I think I've been out for
6.
No,
6 or 5?
5.
Okay, so you were 1 year. Yeah. Oh yeah. You were 1 year ahead of me. Yeah. So it's 5 years for you, 4 years this year.
Hard to count after a while.
Yeah, and it's been a whole high school in between when I've graduated high school. But looking at like my younger sister and like all the people, all the seniors who think they're like, you know, and I'm like,
you look at them and you're like,
you're a kid, man. Like, I mean, I don't feel like an adult yet. You know what I mean? But you're such a kid.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like now, whenever I pass by the high school, whenever they're still in session, and I just like look at all the kids that are there, I'm like, these kids look like children to me right now. They look
like kids, yeah.
And then when I was there, some of the seniors look like freaking adults.
I know,
to me.
yeah. When you remember walking in as a freshman, you're like, oh my god, that guy has a freaking beard.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but now when I pass by,
they look like kids.
Like, these are freaking children.
Yeah.
Like, that's so weird to me how that works.
Yeah, it's so funny.
You know what else is interesting is back in Mexico, we were in one of my schools there. My older brother had this friend who was also one of my close friends, and he was one who kind of got me into guitars a little bit. His name was Leo. Shout out to you, Leo, if you're watching. But he was older than me, so I remember him, as an older, friend.
Yeah.
And then recently I found an old picture of him and my brother together. And I saw him, and even though that was a picture of him in like, I don't know what grade it would have been, because Mexico, it's different. The
grading
school,
system.
Yeah. But I think maybe that was 8th grade. Or
he translated into
8th grade or freshman year. That was his 8th grade or freshman year. I saw that picture, and he still looks older than me to me in my brain.
Yeah,
I see him as older still.
It's funny.
I'm like, I'm way older than him in this picture,
and I still feel like mentally he's still older than me.
He's still older.
Yeah,
but I don't see that with my brother though.
No,
I look at my brother, and I can tell, like, I'm like, yeah, he's young,
Yeah,
but like that I was like, what? How old are you though? But I still feel like he's my elder.
There's some people that you'll never lose that idea or that picture off of. Like my older sister, I'm lucky. I'm a middle kid, and it's funny that I'll say I'm lucky because for a long time I really didn't think I was lucky. Everyone hates the middle child type of, not everyone hates it, but like everyone who is a middle child hates being a middle child. But I feel like I'm pretty lucky as far as like our spacing of years, because like my older sister and I are 7 years apart. My younger sister and I are 6 years apart. So I'm exactly in the same place at the same time of where my older sister was. So I get to understand how my younger sister is viewing things and what she's thinking and what she's going through. And I'm finally understanding what my older sister was going through. So it's cool. I get to see both sides of it.
Yeah.
But
that's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. So for me, yesterday we went to go watch the game, and my older sister was there, and she's like, we're talking about the fact that they look like such kids. And she goes, so imagine if you think they look like kids and you've only been out for 4 years. I've been out for almost 10. Like, they look like kids to me. Yeah. And it's funny because I just, like, she'll never understand how I saw her as when she was in high school. Like, I'm not even talking about her as a senior. I'm just talking about her in high school in general. I was just like, oh, my gosh. No, she's grown. Yeah. Like, she can drive now. Yeah. Like, she's going out with her friends. Like, oh no, she's grown. Like, you know what I mean? And she had her job in high school too. So I was like, no, like, I looked up to her so much. Like, she was like a full grown person.
Yeah, like they look like they're just already in the world.
Exactly.
Basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially to someone who's, like, if she's 15, 16, like 9. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, my math could be wrong, but
no, it's okay. Head math is annoying.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not fast at math. Math has never been a strong suit.
Math is definitely my strong suit.
Oh, really?
But I'm pen and paper, calculator. I got to,
Yeah.
No matter what, you could tell me what's 2 plus 2, and I'm like 4. Let me double check.
Let me just double check that. Yeah,
just double check because I could be wrong all the time with the simplest thing. But no, that's funny. Yeah, because in Mexico we have elementary, then we have secondary school, then we have prep school. That's how it works. So elementary is still 1st through 6th, and then you have secondary school, which combines, if we're talking about United States, it's basically 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman, and sophomore. That's secondary school. And then prep school is 2 years, junior and senior, theoretically speaking. And the school I went to, the secondary school I went to, was right next to the prep school that you would go into after secondary school. And I remember seeing those kids. So it's almost
like the middle school and the high school
when
they're put together.
The way our school is structured is basically like all the cars would like stop here, and there's this big hill that goes down, and then there's our school, and the prep school's right here.
Got it. So like across the street from each other, yeah.
And as I would be like walking down to go to school, I would see some kids going to prep school, and they just look professional,
right?
Like they look
grown.
Going to an office or something.
Exactly, like they're like no,
so
they've
weird.
got their shit figured
out. And I never
out.
like visualized myself like doing that, like, oh man, how am I gonna do that?
You just think they're like so school? Mature,
yeah,
so like they've got it handled.
Little did we know that we weren't really that mature.
No, you're kids, man. You are still a kid, and I still feel like a kid after high school. Honestly, like even at my job, like I'm not the youngest one at my job. But I still am. Like, oh really?
Yeah, my job, I'm in office, and everyone's at least the youngest person to me just turned 40.
No way. Yeah. Well, doesn't that make you feel cool though? Like, dang,
it makes me feel hip, but at the same time, it makes me feel like everyone's judging me because I'm young,
Oh yeah.
But anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, like being like the younger, people, and I completely forgot where I was going with this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what happens. This is what happens when I mess up. When I mess everything up.
You bring everyone down with you.
I bring everybody down with me. I had a brain fart. You had a brain fart.
Yeah, we're even now.
But but one thing I was gonna say, I forgot to. Just forgot it. Oh my gosh. Wait. Let's backtrack. This helps. We got to troubleshoot.
Okay.
You were talking about. Okay, this is what I was gonna say. And if you ever come back, if you ever remember that, you can just
go for
throw it in the middle. Like. We're talking about how people have that stigma of like high schoolers, like they know the world and they already know how it works. But I feel like that's the majority, and that's how they all get grouped into, because even when we were in high school, I could see, because I'm very self-aware, like, and this might come off wrong, like I might sound like I'm bragging about my intelligence or or like, but I've always been, and still I'm always very in my own head in terms of like thinking about who I am, and so existential, I don't know, but I always knew that I was like, I don't know anything. Like even now I'm like
you checked yourself.
There's so much I don't know. I don't know anything. I always assume somebody knows something that I don't.
Of course.
I don't know anything. And I've been that way since high school. At least junior year of high school is when I started thinking that way.
Yeah.
And then I would look around, and I could kind of tell that some people just really thought that they're up there, you know? I'm like thinking like, guys, we're in freaking group. Yeah. I was like, guys, we're freaking high school.
Yeah.
We're nobody yet.
Yeah.
We're just high schoolers right now.
Yeah.
We don't know anything.
And I don't really think I genuinely thought like, oh, I'm only in high school. Like I think I was like half and half.
Okay.
I was like, there was parts of me that was like, yeah, I'm in high school. You know what I mean? And then there was another part of me that was like, but I still don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. So like, I definitely had that mentality. I'm not going to back away from that. I had the mentality of I'm just a high schooler. But even people as people can just do great things. Yeah. No matter if you're just a high schooler.
It doesn't matter.
Freaking junior high.
Yeah.
It doesn't freaking matter. But I definitely had that mentality. Like, I'm just a high schooler. What do I freaking know? Do you know, it was funny. One of the reasons why, like right now I have a lot of facial hair. Because I have the gift of the gods to grow it in like 2 seconds.
Thor.
Yeah, Thor just snapped his finger, a lightning bolt fell on my face, and poof, a beard. But I just have the fastest facial hair growth rate in the world. So that's why looks a little burly right now. I look like a caveman. It's okay. But the reason why I didn't have, because people knew that I could grow a beard in high school.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
Yeah, but the reason why it never got this big was because I didn't think I was worthy, because I was a high schooler. And I was like, I'm not going to freaking pretend to be an adult.
Yeah,
I'm going to shave this bad boy so people don't get the wrong, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of understand what your mindset was, yeah.
One time I did let it grow out a little too long. And it was, you know, when we'd have presentations?
Yeah.
And then you'd have to like dress up? Uh-huh. I dressed up. Me being the little Mormon boy that I am, I have this nice, you know, I have it. So I know how to wear it, and I'm looking sharp. So I'm walking down. I think I was going to the bathroom or something, and then these two gentlemen, come up to me and start.
You're nice.
They stop me.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, gentlemen. These two gentlemen come up and stop me, and then they were asking me questions about like school stuff, like faculty things. And I'm like,
I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. The two people that approached you, they were students or
no,
they were faculty?
They were
like administrators.
I think they were coming in for business, trying to talk with somebody in the office.
You had administrators.
They came to me because they thought I was like a teacher or something, and I was like, oh no, I'm just a student. I'm going to the bathroom. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Like with that facial hair, I thought you were a freaking teacher. I was like, yeah, sorry about that. So my facial hair has deceived plenty of people. Oh yeah. I mean, I used to buy like every now and then if you go to a GameStop and you want to buy an M-rated game, they'll ask you for the card.
Like no,
I know.
What's M-rated?
So M-rated is mature. So
got it. Okay,
it's rated
so that's
M.
like
so you have
R.
to Okay, so
got it.
Rated R, right? Go to the movies. This also happened with me going to the movies actually. So like.
You were the one that people would send to buy the rated R movie tickets. Like, here, you go and buy them.
Yeah, for sure. Because I would go in, and then if I had facial hair, no questions asked.
Of course.
No questions asked. Anything I did, buy an M-rated game, go to R-rated movie, no questions asked. As soon as I shave it, questions all the time.
Yeah.
Can I see your ID? Do you have a parent with you? I was like, dude. Even when I was like 21, they still asked me because I'm freaking short. You know, so if I shaved it clean, I was a kid again. So,
well, that's cool. You can pick and choose when you're going to be a kid and an adult.
Yeah, so I guess right now I have it because everyone's freaking older than me in my job. So I'm like, I gotta kind of try
to fit in a little bit.
A little bit. But. Anyway, wow, we really went on a tangent talking about all that high school stuff.
Oh my gosh, I know, huh?
We just went on. I still have questions for you, girl.
Oh, okay, go for them.
I got questions. I got all the questions.
Asking all them questions.
Asking all them questions. How? Well, I'm okay. Before I ask these questions, in terms of YouTube, I'm curious because I'm like in the same boat. Like we're both trying to like do something social media wise. Do you see yourself doing that like as like your business basically?
There's a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, I do. And for a while, when I had a different job, because right now I'm at Sephora, so I'm doing more things where I'm actually involved in makeup. But before I had like a job like that, yeah, I seriously thought like, yep, I want to like make this into what I want to do. And now I'm kind of looking at it like, I'm liking where this path is taking me, you know.
Okay.
So like right now I'm like, I think it would be cool to still have that and to still make a career out of it. It definitely is still something that I want to do and have like
still in your head.
Yeah, like there. Have a what is it? Like a presence, like a like a platform.
Okay. Yeah. Platform.
Yeah, so like to still have a platform on social media would be great. But as far as it being like my complete
like invested in it like completely.
I don't think I'd want to do that. Yeah.
So that's one of the questions I actually had then. So so like where you're at right now, the career choice that you're following, you would say is basically more like professional makeup.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself like in the pinnacle of your career, like the highest point of your career? What do you think? What do you think is that spot?
Working movies.
Movies.
Yes.
Okay, so special effects stuff.
So so a little bit of both. So if I could, so if I could still be doing like on movie sets and still be getting actors ready and stuff, and doing just like the regular like everyday kind of like Love Actually, you know, makeup. That'd be cool. And then like the highlight probably would be getting more into the special effects makeup.
Okay.
And actually being like a part of like the cool movies that's like
Yeah.
the, different stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that you
sure.
can't be doing every day.
Yeah.
That's the most fun for me is like the
Okay.
non-everyday kind of makeup.
Yeah.
Because it's cool. It's out of the world. You get to use all this like imagination and you just go for it. Like there's absolutely no rules.
That's cool. Yeah, because I did notice that on your some of the posts you did, especially throughout Halloween.
Dude.
You had so many.
I love Halloween.
Had so many. Which one of those? So you've been in this business for a while now, a good amount of time.
Couple of years, yeah.
A fair amount of time. Out of all the projects you've worked on, which one was the hardest or more complicated one?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I'm curious. Because you've done a lot of stuff. I mean, social media alone, there's a lot of stuff you've done there.
Yeah. Man, that's a really good question.
How about that one where it was a skull and then you put all these...
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that one definitely was
that
probably...
one it?
I'm not, because there's
one
different...
of the top.
There's
That's
one
top
of the
five.
top. One definitely top.
Okay.
That's like tied for number one for
really?
sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of hard to say what's hardest because I don't think I've ever had something that's completely all the way around. Everything was difficult about it.
Right.
That one for sure was just time consuming.
Just those, right?
Yeah, those. Just because every single one of those things were put on one by one.
Yeah.
Like my tweezers, my hands, everything was like covered in lash glue. And
oh man.
Because I didn't have like anything else.
Right.
That's another thing too. It's like
to
I try not to be spending so much money.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not there yet to be spending that much money all the time. So I'm trying to find like little, easier ways, shortcuts, of course. Yeah.
Hacks.
So I was using just lash glue to apply them. They work perfectly fine. And, lash glue is perfectly easy to get off the face. So it's good. It's all good.
Yeah. Works perfectly for the situation.
So it was just, I kind of already had mapped it out a little bit in my head. Like, I knew I had a big surface area on my forehead. So I was like, obviously I'm going to, use the bigger ones and then kind of go down from there, shrink it down a little bit. And then the jaws, I drew everything out, sketched it, painted it in with the silver. So this way it kind of like reflects a little bit in the background and it fills in the gaps. So I just started pinpointing where I wanted the bigger areas, bigger surface areas being covered. And I just used that. And then I had to strategically like try to think like, okay, medium-sized one, and then fill in the blank and then make sure the lines are good and, little things. But I think that one was just more complicated because of the time. It took me 5 hours.
5 hours.
5 hours.
Woo!
And
then you talk about like wanting to work movies and stuff. Some of those some of those projects that they do,
it'll take that long.
Like belch. There was that one, I think it was was it the Avatar movie? No.
Mm-mm.
It was X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men,
because Avatar was CGI.
Yeah, Avatar was CGI. But the X-Men one, I forgot her hero name. What was her name again? I forget. Jennifer Lawrence played it.
Storm? No, not Storm.
No, not Storm.
I know who you're talking about.
She was a villain, actually. She was a villain in X-Men. She was that blue
she transforms,
with red hair.
Yeah.
She transforms and morphs into different people. That one, I guess, took like 8 hours or something. Some ridiculous number. Like, imagine...
Because it's a full body thing.
Yeah,
and you have multiple people working on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, it's like, it has to be, and I will say this, on camera, things look sometimes worse and things look sometimes way better.
Yeah.
So with special effects makeup, I feel like that's one of those things that it looks way better on camera than it does in person. But for something like movies, you have to execute this in the most perfect way because it has to look good on camera. It has to look good while they're moving.
Yeah.
They still have to act. I mean, like, it's a whole nother level. So there's so much other things that go into it. So it's like, I mean, that's something that I definitely want to get more into and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy how long it takes.
That's got to be an expensive thing to do.
Oh, hell yeah.
How would you go about practicing that? Do you think? Like, where would you, what would the steps be?
I mean, really, I think it's just getting my hands on the stuff and then working with them. Yeah, like there's, like I said, like special effects makeup really doesn't have any kind of rules. So it's like you just kind of get this stuff, play with it,
try it out, see what works.
Try it out and see what works. I haven't really used a lot of prosthetics like actual pieces of prosthetic,
Uh-huh.
because they'll sell them like pieces of like, like, oh, this is the, like, okay, so for Maleficent,
Okay.
her cheekbones,
Yeah.
that's a whole prosthetic piece already.
Mm-hmm.
When I tried to recreate it, I didn't have the prosthetic piece. I just had molding wax. And what that does is it's like a paste almost, like it's wax. So it's like, it's a paste and it's nude colored. And you kind of just have to put it on and like melt it into the skin and then create whatever it is that you want out of it. So I did mine all wrong. I used like way too little. I should have used like pretty much the whole thing on the face, like half for one side and half for the other.
Yeah.
But
that's how you learn, though.
Yeah, that's how you just gotta mess with it.
So that, because I did remember seeing that one.
The Maleficent one?
Yeah, you posted that one on Instagram.
That
I was trying to find
like,
your Instagram. I couldn't.
Oh.
I was trying to log in. I don't know my Instagram logins. I was trying to freaking log in on my computer. They kept erroring, and I was like, crap. Because I wanted to, put it up on the screen, and we can look at them and talk about them. But yeah, I saw that one. So it was really good, by the way. I mean,
thank you.
Every time I look at those kind of things, I'm just thinking like, how would I go about that?
Right? Yeah.
How did that happen? No idea. I'm getting anxiety. Go away. That's how I look. So actually, there was one question related to what I just said. Where was it? Okay. Yes. So what you do is art.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, definitely is art. Like all artists alike, whether you're a music producer or you do traditional art on pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you get your inspiration for some of your looks? Because you get the Halloween ones, which are obviously very apparent inspirations because it's a straight up theme, or like a skeleton or a Maleficent or whatever. But like for some of your other looks, in terms of like I know you had a couple that was like seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
Like where does that inspiration come from? Like is it just like you look outside and you like the colors that you see and then you try to experiment with those, or how do you get that?
It's a little bit of everything. So like sometimes like, okay, for like the seasonal ones, it's mainly the colors. So like one of them was inspired just because of just the different type of leaf colors. Like I think fall is probably like, as far as the way it looks naturally with no extra help, that's probably my favorite season to look at. Other than that, winter for sure is like my favorite because of all the lights and stuff, and it looks cute. But just on its own naturally without having to try, fall is like absolutely gorgeous. There's times where it's like, even though the street is like a crappy street, it's not that nice, but there's all these trees and it just looks like orange and yellow and like all kinds of stuff, and it looks really nice. So sometimes it's just off of that, or like I'll be looking at a bouquet and I just think the colors are really nice. Okay. So it's just so like just something like that, like color scheme wise. Yeah. That's sometimes where I'll draw inspiration for those. And then like for movies and stuff, kind of more apparent.
Yeah, of course, because it's like a character or something.
Yeah, and then there's other times where it's just like on the daily, just different daily makeup looks, like small things will just, like these, my nails, they inspired me to do like 3 or 4 different looks just based off of my nail. Okay. And then songs too will trigger.
Really?
Yeah.
Songs,
yeah.
How does that work? Like how? That's kind of hard to try to explain it. It's a weird one to explain,
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, so like Chris Brown came out with a CD not too long ago, Indigo. Okay. And there's a song on there that's there's like, when they do almost like 2 songs in one, like at the end it'll shift.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
So that one is like one of those. So it's half of it is called Emerald, and half of it is called Burgundy. So I literally just half of my face was like green and like cool tones, and then half of the face was like red and like warm tones. Okay. So that one was a little bit more obvious, but Justin Timberlake has another one that's called Midnight Summer's Jam. And that one, for some reason, I was like, oh, so I'm going to do a black smoky eye. The black part's going to be glittery. And then I'm going to have like a yellow and an orange, kind of like a sunset to blend out the black. Okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I just get like
that's cool.
Weird. Like, like I don't know. I think of it just different ways of, but yeah, different songs, or even like emotion that comes from that song, or different things. Like, I don't know how you, like, can you view music?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm visualizing everything when I'm listening to songs.
Yeah,
like,
and sometimes
I'm
it's
very
not
visual.
necessarily like an actual picture
Right.
of like people or anything. It's just like an array of different things that you're just kind of picturing. And there's some songs that are just really colorful for me. And like there's just specific things I'll hear and like I'll see it and then like that kind of just translate.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's really hard and weird to explain.
Yeah.
But for some reason it still transfers when you show someone like this is what I got from this.
Yeah.
You know, it's like other art. You know, like other artists will be able to look at something and I'm like, I don't know how you got that from that, but cool. Like, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome though. Like, wow. Yeah, I can totally relate though. I can let me make sure that these guys are. It's been an hour. It's been a solid hour. We'll wrap it up here in a bit. But,
Yeah.
because I know you have work.
No, actually, I'm free today.
Oh, you're free today?
Yeah.
I had work today. I got called in. Good thing you wanted noon, because I had to go to work this morning.
Yeah.
But that's crazy though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm always picturing stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe a lot of people, I don't know. I'm not too sure. But me personally, when I listen to music, I picture a lot of scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I picture a lot. Landscapes too.
Yeah.
I love landscapes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, especially like lo-fi. I listen to a lot of lo-fi beats. I don't know if you're familiar with that genre.
I'm not familiar with it just by hearing it, like hearing you say it, but I'm sure if I heard it, like I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's what it is. I just didn't know what that was called.
You just don't know there wasn't a name associated with it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but lo-fi beats, it's more like kind of this tranquil, like softer, some beat, like hip hop beat in the background. That's kind of lo-fi. And a lot of those I just picture landscapes a lot.
They're very calm.
Yeah, so calming. And I've done a lot of traveling in my day. Like I already told you before the podcast started. So I just have I just picture all that. But so I can kind of try to like visualize how you would get inspiration just from what you're
seeing.
Yeah. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. That's just exciting to me. Oh my god. One of the questions I had was celebrities. Would you do? But obviously, yeah, you would. You would want to do celebrity makeup.
Yeah.
Because that's part of that whole thing. What did I write here? Okay, no, not that one. All right, let's bounce to this one, and then with this we can probably wrap it up. I don't want to keep you here too long. So I'm always curious as to origins of people's drives or passion. When did you first realize that this was the route you wanted to go? Like, when was it like, yeah, I guess just that apparent. Yeah. When was that?
So it's kind of funny. It's crazy how like you can think like, oh, that was the moment that I realized I wanted to do this. But then you look back and there was all kinds of other little things that were like, oh yeah, I guess it kind of
it was already there, but I just didn't notice.
Exactly. Okay. So like I think the moment that I really realized that I wanted to do makeup as a complete profession was a little bit into my senior year, when everyone kept asking like, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right. And it was like, I don't really know. I'm looking into different colleges. I'm looking into different programs, different, like what is it that they have to offer? And just nothing caught my interest. Like nothing was standing out to me. And every single day, all I wanted to do was go and watch like the makeup tutorials. I wanted to go and do this. I wanted to be messing around with makeup. Yeah. And eventually I was like, you know what? Like they make a living off of this. Like if I'm so into it, if I'm so like excited to learn new different things, like this is what I should be focusing on. So it was around like my senior year when I really started to think like, okay, this is what I want to do. But growing up, it was funny. My favorite place was always underneath my mom's vanity.
Okay.
Like I used to love watching her get ready. Okay. Like it was like just really calming for me. Yeah. So it like sometimes I would fall asleep underneath her vanity.
Really?
Yeah. She like laughs all the time. She's like, I should have known. She's like, I should have known.
There's all these hints.
Exactly. And then I started getting a little bit older, and I always looked at like well, I mean, everyone looks at like magazines and like movies and stuff, and it's impressionable, you know, those people that they look like certain type of way. But I always thought it was like really cool. Like I would like look at everything, like, okay, that lipstick, I don't like that lipstick with that eyeshadow, or I don't, you know, like little things like that. And so I would just pay attention to like little things, and then eventually I just wanted to start messing around with it. And it's like, I don't know if this is old school, if this is like still accustomed to a lot of different like Mexican culture, but for me, my mom always told me that I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until after I was 15.
Okay.
For the, you know,
that's is that Mexican culture? Because I don't know, because like when I was in Mexico, that was definitely a theme. Nobody wore makeup.
Yeah.
No girls wore makeup
exactly.
until like, wait, not even.
And even after,
I can't remember. Yeah.
Even after, it wasn't like they were walking around with like
a
cake face or anything. But it's just like that was kind of more of like a, at least until this age, because I wanted to mess around with it so much. So I started like practicing it and like watching all these videos, getting into all kinds of things, and started doing it beforehand, because my mom said, if you're going to be wearing this out, trust me, you're going to want to be practicing beforehand, because you're not going to want to look back at your pictures and be like, you let me wear that? So,
I hear that so much as girls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, you let me wear that?
Exactly. As far as hair, makeup, clothes, I mean, everything, we just dissect the crap out of each other. Like, I look back all the time like, oh my gosh, I thought it was so cute wearing that jacket.
Yeah.
Like,
that was my favorite outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So same thing with makeup. You know, you got to practice a lot, and there's a lot of technique that goes into it. You know, you can't be walking around with like some colorful eyeshadow that's not blended.
Right.
You know, so
I get it.
So she had me practice a lot before I got to that age, but I was like really, really into it, and she had to keep telling me like, you have to wait, because you want to make sure that for your quinceañera, it's a big deal that you're wearing makeup. You know, people are going to be able to tell. And I thought, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I do want that. So I waited, and afterward, I was still kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't be wearing makeup still. Like, do I have permission? She's like, sure, go ahead. Yeah. So I started wearing makeup to school about my junior year. And it was always like the craziest colors. Like I was the one who was going to wear blue eyeshadow to school, I did it right. but I did it right. Yeah, no, it was a lot of practice beforehand, and I got complimented on a lot. And I mean, I didn't really feel like, I mean, especially looking back, I'm like, oh, that was not.
Oh, yeah. You're like judging your work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, that was very harsh, girl.
You know, that's an interesting thing that you would bring that up, because a lot of artists themselves don't like what they
create. Yeah.
So like, and then how you said people would compliment you. The same way, like I used to work, well, I still kind of technically work commissions for music. I won't write the songs. People write songs, the lyrics, and I would compose music and then
sweet.
make it for them. Yeah. So that's what I did, and still kind of try to do. And a lot of the music I make, I'd be like, oh man, this is garbage.
Yeah.
But I'm on a deadline, right? I need to get the song turned in. And then when I turn it in, I'm crossing my... It's not that I was getting lazy and making crappy music.
Course,
it's just, I just didn't like it at the end. And I'm like, crap, I really hope they like it. And they would all say that they love the music. And I would get great reviews of what I gave them. And I'd be like, wow, I can't believe they liked it. But it's a recurring theme for artists. Yeah. We hate our stuff.
I honestly think it's just that, well, if you're a down-to-earth person, or if you're like not into yourself... Yeah. Then you're going to be more critical, more judgmental about your own things than if you're looking at somebody else's. Because there's been plenty of times where I've seen like makeup artists on Instagram and stuff that I follow, and I think, oh my God, that's like extremely perfect. That's like, it's just perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I see another makeup artist that tries to recreate that same thing, and I think the same thing, but I'm like, wait a minute. They tried to recreate that look, and it looks not really like that person's, right? And it still looks amazing. Yeah. So it's like when it's yourself and you're trying to, like, you have an idea in your head and it doesn't translate exactly. I think that's why we get more critical of ourselves. because with other people, they're just seeing what you put out.
Yeah.
They didn't see your thought
They
process.
didn't have
they didn't
that
exactly
picture,
the
the end
expectation
result.
that you had for
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh my gosh, Ashanty, I'm learning something new every day. That's
I really think that's what it is. Yeah. Because like you said, a lot of artists don't really like their own things.
Yeah, anybody who's trying to create something, I feel.
They don't really like it. They
They
feel
don't like it because they had this big...
and it just didn't...
Yeah, it didn't translate.
Yeah, it didn't translate. Didn't come out the way they wanted it. Yeah.
But then everybody else listens to it
and they loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Really?
Yeah, you like it? Yeah. Really?
Wow.
You're not just saying that, right?
Yeah. Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You just expanded my mind right now. Oh my gosh.
So think about that the next time that you're like discouraged about your song. Just show it to somebody else, let them give you some feedback, and then like maybe look back at it slightly different and not hate it so much.
Man. Wow. Dang. That's cool, man. Okay, but I'm gonna use that. Yeah, I'm gonna expound on that.
Yeah.
That's good that like you're very smart, Ashanty.
Thank you.
I mean, I've always known that you're.
About that?
No, I'm not. I know. I've always known that.
Wow, you're really smart.
We didn't really hang out too much during high school.
Not really.
We talked every now and then.
We were cool
really
with each other.
friendly.
Yeah, like we knew each other and stuff.
And
but...
you've always, like, I've always seen you as being a smart girl.
Well, thank you.
And but like talking with you, I feel like this is the longest and deepest conversation we might have had.
Yeah, I think so.
You're very smart.
Thank you.
Gosh, Ashanty.
Thank you.
That's crazy though. Yeah, that correlation between the image we have in our head, because every artist is very much in thinking.
They're very in their own head.
Very in their own head in terms of what they're working on or what they want to work on.
They usually have the problem of overthinking about things.
Yeah.
You can ask my best friend for sure. She's like, Ashanty, stop overthinking.
Yeah. I hear that a lot too. Yeah. And I tell that to my brother because my brother Josh, he's trying to be an animator.
Oh, wow.
And he made an episode for one of his cartoons, which took him years because it's so hard to make an animation by yourself. And he hates it. To this day, he hates it.
He's just like embarrassed about it.
He's embarrassed. He doesn't want to tell anybody about it. And I show people and they're like, wow, that's amazing. One person did this. And I'm like, yeah. It's him. But I tell him, like, don't be so hard on yourself.
No,
man.
it's honestly,
really
it's crazy how you'll get embarrassed about things. Like other people will be like, no, that's awesome. And you're just embarrassed to even bring it up, to show it, and it's, I definitely understand.
Yeah, that's why I've tried to make it a habit of just putting it out there.
Yeah, that's good.
Putting it out there.
That's the scariest part.
That's the scariest part. It's the leap.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the feedback that you get, you really just can't take it too much to heart.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to try to like kind of let go of that fear a little bit, and I think with social media, it's kind of helped a little bit. Some people completely derail them.
Yeah.
And they'll like tear them down and discourage them for that.
For sure.
But I feel like I've been trying to just be like, well, you know what? Even though I don't think it's the best shot, or I don't think it's,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, it's just how other people are going to perceive it. And if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. It's there.
At the end of the day, it's like a lot of people are really quick at talking smack.
Yeah.
And they can't do what you do. So it's like, out of all the people who talk crap about your stuff, how many of them can do that? How many of them can do what you actually do?
I'm lucky. I feel like I have not received it. Maybe it's because I'm a smaller account. Yeah, I haven't even hit 1,000 yet.
Yeah, because usually those trolls start coming in when you get bigger. Me, myself, I haven't. I think maybe one time. Maybe. Okay, maybe once. But you can't look at that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even me. I think it was one of our band. You know when we used to play as a band in school? I think it was one of those. Somebody commented on how the cable management on the stage was terrible. And I took that to heart. But it's like, but did you perform yourself, pal?
Yeah.
Did you? No,
Yeah.
So it's like how you got to think, these people, they'll talk all this smack. They're probably bitter about something. They had a bad day at work or whatever. And then you just got to think how many of them can actually do what you just did. Because usually the majority of the people who criticize you that hard, they really can't.
And really, I mean, when you think about it, anyone who criticizes you, the amount that it affects you is not nearly the amount as when someone compliments you and they do the same thing.
Yeah.
And in your mind, they do it better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
that, dude, oh my
ultimate
gosh.
praise.
Yes, most definitely.
You're like, I'm on the right track.
Most definitely. There's been multiple times where it's like I'll have someone who I've followed for like years, and they're not super big either, but I think they're like amazing.
Yeah.
And they'll go and comment on my stuff, and I'm like, what?
You're like, what just happened?
Me?
I wasn't noticed.
Yeah, dude. I was like, and it's crazy because you really take that to heart. Like, I take it straight to heart. Like, I'm like, wow, that's on days that it's like, I honestly feel like, no, this looks like trash. Like, I just think like there's someone out there who does like it though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
People appreciate what they can't do. I feel like that's the thing, is like people just appreciate just the thing that you created.
Yeah.
They don't know, because they don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
and then
they wouldn't even know how to start.
Oh,
they just see the end result and they're like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, Ashanty, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
And showing me about the wondrous world of makeup. Because I don't know anything. See this face?
See this face?
Oh, makeup.
Let me contour it real quick.
Contour it?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, guys, give me like fat ratings, views, subscribers, and then you can see some makeup on this boy's face. I don't know. Courtney did my makeup in my YouTube channel one time.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I'm gonna have to go and watch it now.
Have to go watch it. Yes. I did her makeup too one time.
When?
It was a while ago.
I was like, it's not today.
No, it was today. Yeah, no, today. That was not me. Yeah. Well, you did her makeup too.
I did
on her wedding
for her
day.
wedding. For your guys' wedding. That was
amazing, by the way.
Thank
you. Did a great job.
Thank you.
Like, blown away.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Well, she has an easy face to work off of. She's naturally beautiful, so.
That she is. You look really good yourself too, by the way.
Thank you.
But anyway, do you want to plug anything in social media wise?
Yeah, definitely. If you guys can go and give me a follow on Instagram, it's at Glamzally, GLAMZALY.
Okay, and I'll be sure to put that in the description so they can click on that and find it.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Really, really good conversation.
Definitely.
Really good conversation. It's a great episode. Episode 81. I'll try to get the videos up and running. I'm still editing the one that I had with my buddy Jesse. He's a music producer. But I'm so bad at freaking editing, and then
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
So I'll get those up, guys. If you have any inquiries, if you guys want me to cover anything interesting that you guys like, you guys can hit me up on any of the social media accounts that we have open. You can email me as well if you're old school. Or a company trying to sponsor me. But other than that, that's going to be it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.